Good morning Destiny players and welcome to a new build video. This week, a viewer request. I do take requests by the way, you can leave one if you want to, in the comments. I am Bladeburger, your local remember to set inputs and outputs on your machines kind of guy. In this video, the last of the new exotics added in final shape, and honestly the weakest one. It's unfortunate. The balance of power. Make sure to do the good old subscribing stuff and let's get into the build. This build was an interesting challenge to make work. The two aspects used don't exactly synergize with each other. They're both good, but they don't work together. It's like making a commander deck for a Magic the Gathering that tries to run both artifact and enchantment strategies. If you pull too hard in one direction, the other one flops. Pull too hard in the other, and the same result. I was getting this feeling quite a bit with this build. Trying to let both shine was tough, but I did my best. Let's talk the exotic used. The balance of power. Exotic boots makes your threaded specter tougher, increasing his health and time it sits on the field. It also makes extra threadlings when it explodes, and it removes you from radar when near it. That last part is pretty useless. I make PvE builds. The main issue with this, that brings me back to what I discussed earlier, is that threadlings don't debuff enemies with the Strand debuff, so we need an external method to create tangles for the Whirling Maelstrom aspect. So let's talk how we do that with our class stuff. For class, Strand Hunter. For dodge, use Gamblers to get back our melee by using it near enemies. Our melee is the main way to make tangles for Whirling Maelstrom, as it severs enemies it hits. For aspects, Threaded Spectre. Using your class ability makes a Strand doofus that distracts enemies. When enemies get near or when it takes enough damage, it explodes into threadlings, 2 at base and 4 with balance of power. Our other aspect is Whirling Maelstrom. Tangle Destruction turns the tangle into a Beyblade that slowly seeks enemies and damages them, releasing unraveling projectiles as it damages. You are still beholden to the normal tangle cooldown when running the aspect though, so it can be painful sometimes. But fortunately, your allies can make tangles for you to steal. For fragments, these are mostly utility. Threat of Warding, or pickups give Woven Mail for 5 seconds. Threat of Transmutation, while you have Woven Mail, weapon kills makes a tangle. Still beholden to the cooldown though. Threat of Isolation, rapid precision hits severs, another way to make tangles for Whirling Maelstrom. Threat of Evolution, buffs threadlings, allowing them to deal more damage and travel further. With the class stuff covered, let's get to weapons and stats. For weapons, I tried not to do my usual thing I do and settle on matching weapons to subclass, so I'm just using weapons I like. The new Solar Rocket sidearm is pretty good. Really, use what you like and adjust siphon mods because of it. For stats, mobility to reduce your class ability cooldown as much as possible. It is pretty painful to not run 100 resilience, but you need your class ability to use Threaded Spectre as much as possible. Now let's talk mods. The mods for this build are focused on class ability. We do fortunately have enough utility to ensure we can make a tangle every time it cools down, so the mods carry the Threaded Spectre side of this build. Let's begin. On helmet we have a siphon for our primary, so kinetic siphon. If you have a different elemental primary, swap this siphon out. Multi-kills with kinetic weapons make an aura power. We also have a heavy ammo finder and scout because not much is needed on helmet. Increases drop chance for heavy on kill and gives a bit to allies as a treat whenever some drops. On arms, double focusing strike. Power melee damage gives class ability energy. 17% on a 7-second cooldown according to LikeGG. We also have heavy handed. Make an orb on a power melee kill with a 10-second cooldown. On boots, insulation. Orb pickups give class ability energy. We also have recuperation, giving a chunk of health on orb pickup. We also have elemental charge. Elemental pickups or Tangle Destruction has a chance to give an armor charge. With Tangle Destruction, it's a 100% chance. On class item, double utility kickstart. If we have an armor charge gained by default from picking up orbs of power, using our class ability gives a refund of energy. Each copy of a mod and each armor charge gives more. So there's the mods and here's the full overview of it. Take a look, memorize them and make sure to subscribe. Now let's talk how this build plays. This build is definitely not for high level content. This is more for modes like Onslaught and the new Battlegrounds, not for GMs or whatever hard content is out there. Does it do well in Onslaught and Battlegrounds? Actually, yes. I've gotten into a rhythm of swapping between the focuses for the build as I play. When my tangle is on cooldown, I use Threaded Spectre. When my class ability is on cooldown, I try to go for making a Beyblade. The Beyblade is really good in PvE, Threaded Spectre not as much. Honestly, it might just be a threadling issue. They all explode on a single enemy, even if the first threadling kills said enemy. One rocket sidearm shot breaks the Spectre though, which is nice. The build fills a similar niche to my Gifted Conviction build I made a bit ago, but maybe a little bit less powerful. It's fun, but not too strong. Should you play it? Only if you like these aspects meshed together. I wouldn't if you're a GM player. Try this build out for yourself today and let me know how it does. I do read all comments when YouTube pings me of them. Stay tuned for the next one, assuming I even feel motivated to play this game with the new layoff news that happened as I was typing the script, which was Wednesday. Really puts a downer on this whole thing, doesn't it? Anyways, Titan build next week. Thank you for watching and staying along with me until I inevitably stop posting Destiny 2 content as Pete Parsons kills the game we all love. Blade Burger, out.